Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Actman versus Quantum TV. It's been a pretty massive situation that's been unfolding on YouTube and Twitter over the last few days. You may or may not have already heard about it. It's become pretty huge. I mean, Actman's video on it already has over 1.1 million views in just a few days. Many other creators have also come forward to speak out against Quantum TV for everything that's gone down. And today, after learning the full context of what happened, I am here to join that quote-unquote crusade, I guess, against Quantum TV. You see, the way Quantum TV would like to paint everything, he is the victim of a cyberbullying campaign. He is the victim of basically a bunch of people on YouTube coming together to target him for using the copyright takedown system on YouTube justly, doing what YouTube told him to do, quote-unquote, defending his content, whatever Quantum TV wants to say to try and justify what he's done. Today we're going to be talking about the situation because the fact of the matter is Quantum TV has broken the law in a pretty significant way and has also breached a pretty major point that the YouTube community has agreed on. Now, it's pretty hard to get the YouTube community to come together and agree on something pretty much unanimously, but one thing that we have been able to do that with is the copyright system and abusing copyright here on YouTube, more specifically using false copyright strikes and takedowns against other people's content in order to suppress people criticizing you, reusing your content under fair use or for other reasons. To give you a little backstory as to what happened here, basically Quantum TV uploaded a video talking about Elden Ring, the player base, giving opinions and whatnot on the game and the fan base around it, and generally just Elden Ring in general. Now, it was a pretty negative video, and it was full of a lot of pretty terrible points. I mean, let's just be honest. If you've seen anyone talk about this video, it definitely wasn't hard to rip apart. It was just a ridiculous video. It didn't really make a lot of sense. But Quantum TV did not like that. He didn't like the fact that people came and took clips out of the video and talked about what he said. And it's now been exposed that he is a serial abuser of the YouTube copyright system, which unfortunately is just not uncommon on YouTube. Basically, there's a very small percentage of creators that are just completely unable to take criticism or realistically able to see them portrayed in a negative light in anyone's video at all, and so their response to doing this is to just copyright claim the video. But if you know anything about YouTube or content creation or copyright law, you'll know that you can't just unjustly take down someone's YouTube video just because they criticized you or even used a few little clips out of your video. There's something called fair use that gets in the way of that and allows people to use certain parts of copyrighted material for things such as commentary, criticism, parody. You get it, right? I mean, we've covered fair use plenty here on the channel if you're a longtime viewer. If not, it's very easy to understand, honestly, which it leads me to my next point. I don't really understand how people like Quantum TV are just unable to understand this point. They're unable to get that the YouTube community does not stand for shit like this, and they act surprised when multiple people come out of the woodworks to call them out on their shit. So I guess right here is the best place to start. So Quantum TV basically tried to do a copyright takedown on the Actman's video talking about his Elden Ring review. YouTube actually ended up rejecting this copyright takedown because clearly the video fell under fair use, and I'll tell you outright, there's really no way in which you cannot justify the Actman's usage of this video. If you know anything about the 4 factors that play into fair use, I mean, the Actman basically was probably one of the most innocent cases of fair use that I've ever really seen, which is why it surprises me that somebody's going so hard to try and say that it's not, because I mean, in any legal context, you don't even have to be a lawyer to understand this. You'll know that the Actman's video was completely within 100% within fair use, as well as other creators who've made videos talking about the subject. I'll get into that here in a second. So Quantum TV felt, you know, like he was a victim of copyright and everything so badly. He didn't even fully fill out the copyright takedown form. He literally left information blank because he cared so much. You know, personally speaking, if I was a victim of some sort of copyright on my video, right? Maybe someone was using my content unfairly, I'm pretty sure I would fill that form out. Like, there would not be a piece of information left out of it. If you take something this seriously, you should take the time and put in the effort to actually do it the right way. But no, Quantum TV didn't even do that. He rushed his way through it and didn't even fill the form out completely. So if you didn't know why this is such a big deal, besides just the fact that it screws over YouTube creators and makes it harder for people to make actual content here on the platform, including people like myself, filing a fake copyright strike is actually considered perjury under US law. And there's a pretty simple reason behind this. So when you file a copyright notice against someone else's video on YouTube, you are essentially starting a legal pursuit, okay? You file it or whatever, you send it, and of course it goes to the person who gets it. So like, let's say I made a video, someone copyright claimed it, I would get a notification from YouTube that says, hey, your video has a copyright claim. I can view it. I'll see who's able to, I guess, claim it or whatnot. Their name or the company will pop up, and I have the option to appeal it or accept it. Now, if a creator appeals it, and you have now basically started a legal process. And the reason that is because if someone goes ahead and they say, hey, my video was in fair use or whatever the case might be, and they go ahead and they appeal the notice, at that point, it's pretty much out of YouTube's hands and it becomes a legal process. And from there, it can pretty much go to court, right? And we've seen this happen before. I mean, one of the most famous cases of fair use and copyright ever was H3H3 versus Mad Hoss. Therefore, if you lie and create a false copyright strike against somebody and it turns into a legal process, you have by definition committed perjury because you have actively lied at the beginning of that legal pursuit. Your whole reason for starting said legal pursuit is completely false. You cannot legally do things like this. Yes, it is complicated. Yes, there is a lot of legal jargon and stuff to go through when it comes to a situation like this, but even in layman's terms, you can understand that you cannot pull shit like this off. Now, this is not the end of the story here, okay? There's plenty more, unfortunately, and the Act Man and other people have made really good videos talking about this. The Act Man covered it, obviously, a lot better than I did, much more in depth, because he's the person in this situation, but Quantum TV later targeted a 16-year-old YouTuber for essentially the same thing, named Mischief, because, well, he criticized Quantum's video about Elden Ring as well. He's gone out of his way to make a big deal out of this entire thing and to attack creators with basically legal processes because he doesn't like what people have to say about his YouTube video. That's what it really comes down to. He doesn't like the criticism. He doesn't like when people say anything bad about him or his opinions. His ego feels violated and he feels a personal attack. Therefore, he's decided to take it this far. And by doing so, he's made everybody on YouTube aware of what's going on. I mean, 1.1 million people have watched that Act Man video. More people are going to watch this, and a bunch of other people have watched all the other content made about this situation. From my understanding, the Act Man even has been in touch with people at YouTube about this. So I'm not sure what the end game really is in this situation. It's just getting worse and worse for Quantum because he continues to like double down on what's happened here. Like I said, even going as far as attacking a 16-year-old child. Now, I get it. This is the internet, and even if you're 16, you're putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position, but at the end of the day, as a grown man, I think you should have the basic human decency to not fucking attack children with legal processes because you don't like criticism, and to try to ruin their fucking reputation for absolutely no reason whatsoever. He keeps claiming that Mischief is orchestrating this. He's orchestrating all these creators talking about this. He's basically orchestrating a cyberbullying campaign due to the criticism, right? Yeah, but the problem with that is that the Act Man even showed Discord messages that showed Mischief expressed some concern, really, about making a video because of the threat of false DMCA claims. This has obviously backfired because by showing this and shouting out Mischief, Mischief has now grown to over 100,000 subscribers. This was a channel with just a few thousand subscribers before all this that is now over 100K and has easily surpassed Quantum TV in subscriber counts. But the truth of the matter is that Quantum TV is not necessarily a great person all around, and it doesn't just come from the copyright situation that we're seeing unfold here, or the ego that doesn't allow criticism. Quantum is actually ban evading on YouTube currently, and not for something petty and, you know, frivolous, but for hate speech. Yeah. Quantum TV has a very long history of saying some very horrible, ridiculous, hateful, racist, disgusting shit across multiple accounts across social media, and even has gone as far to claim on Twitter that the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting deserved it because basically he has a grudge against LGBTQ+ communities for quote-unquote pushing their beliefs on society too hard. So because people are demanding to be treated equally and are, you know, trying to normalize in society being gay or bisexual or being transgender, Quantum TV has literally claimed that the people in the Pulse nightclub shooting deserved it because he doesn't like that. Keep in mind, the Pulse nightclub shooting at one point was one of the most deadliest tragedies in American history and was specifically targeted at a gay nightclub, intentionally with that idea in mind to kill those people. This is not somebody to defend. This is not somebody who's even legally in the right here. And this is someone who's looking at just losing this case. I can't put it really any other way here. If this escalates and becomes a court case in any stretch of the imagination, the Act Man is gonna fucking clean the house. And in my personal opinion, it's going to be hilarious to watch. Because frankly, I'm tired across the board of assholes on YouTube who refuse to comprehend a pretty simple law in all reality, and a pretty simple, like, community expectation in all reality, refusing to understand it, refusing to abide by it because of their fucking egos. There are so many people on YouTube who the moment they're criticized, they run to the copyrights. It's the biggest pussy move of all time, it's a massive cop-out, and it's literally against the law. There's already legal precedent, like I said, with H3H3 and Matt Hoss on what on YouTube describes fair use, and in general, commentary videos and criticism videos like what Act Man uploaded are pretty well protected by fair use. It's a ridiculous situation. Quantum TV needs to chill it the fuck out and just back off, because at the end of the day, right, what Quantum TV's trying to do is to shut down conversation about his opinion. He doesn't like it when people criticize him or his opinion. But like the Act Man said in his video, it's basically enacted the Streisand effect, where now exponentially more people are aware of the situation, are aware of the shitty video that he made, and are aware of his shitty opinions and his horrific takes that he's had in the past. These are things that would not be as popular if he would just stop what he's doing and stop trying to push this so hard, but instead he's decided that this is his hill that he's worth dying on, right here. And trust me, it's not the one you want to go on. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. I seriously encourage you to check out the Act Man's channel. Not only do I enjoy his normal content and have been watching for years, but I also really enjoyed his video covering this situation. It inspired this video as well. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, while talking about Quantum TV and Act Man, and signing out.